My dear brothers and sisters, in the Bible we see another person who went through terrible tragedies and sufferings of abandonment, wound of abandonment. There is a person called Moses who went through terrible abandonment. First of all, those days all the children, Jewish children, the male children were killed. As soon as they are born, they were killed. And that is when Moses was born. The parents did not want this child to be killed. They hid the baby for a long time. For many months, they hid the baby inside a closed chamber. And this baby was not allowed to scream, cry, laugh, nothing. They made sure to close the mouth of this baby, because they were afraid that someone will come to know that there is a baby inside the house. When the baby wanted to cry, they used to close the mouth of the baby. When the baby wants to smile or laugh, they close the mouth of the baby. All the emotions were suppressed. The child had no freedom to cry or laugh. The child went through terrible rejection, terrible wound. After some time, this mother had no choice but get rid of this child. And they put this child in a stable, in a box, and a basket, straw-filled basket, covered it, and allowed this baby, this basket to flow in the Nile River. Just imagine how painful for not only for the mother and their siblings, but also for this baby. That baby was crying inside the basket. And this basket was flowing according to the current of the river. At the end, this basket somehow by the grace of God was, went into the hand of the daughter of Pharaoh. And this child, this baby was brought up in the Pharaoh's house with all the love of the mother, love of the family. And then there, of course, the child got a lot of freedom and everything. But as a child, as a baby, this child had gone through terrible wound of abandonment. And we all know, later these wounds have had some kind of terrible impact on the personality of Moses. We know Moses had stammering problem. Most probably he may have got this stammering problem because his communication was suppressed. He was not allowed to cry, allowed to laugh. Everything was suppressed. At the end, stammering, one of the reasons for stammering is also inner wound, fear. Fear is the reason for inner wound of the stammering problem. And he had this problem, Moses. Another one, uncontrollable anger. No control on his emotions because his emotions were suppressed. When it is expressed, it burst out terribly. Moses, later we know, he came to solve a problem between two people. They were not ready to listen to him. Then he killed one person and buried him. Out of sudden outburst, as a result, he even killed a person. He's a murderer. Moses is a murderer. That murder came from the anger and unforgiveness, uncontrollable burst out of anger. But one thing we know from the Bible, when God called to this person, he's a wounded person, broken person, rejected person, and wound of abandonment. But God called him. What does it mean? Even if you are a wounded person, that doesn't block God from calling you. Even wounded people are also used by God. But one thing, when God calls, He will have two purposes. The bigger purpose and the smaller purpose. The bigger purpose is for the glory of God and salvation of thousands. Small purpose for the healing of the individual. When God called Moses to deliver all Israel, God used him for the purpose of the deliverance of Israel, but at the same time, there was a purpose of God to heal Moses. And what did God say? God said like this, Exodus chapter 3 verse 12. When God called Moses, God also said like this, Exodus chapter 3 verse 12. He said, I will be with you.
I will be with you.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
God said, I will be with you.
I will be with you.
You know, there is nothing greater than this sentence you need. I will be with you. And God was with Moses from that day onwards. We read like this, Numbers chapter 12 verse 3. Numbers chapter 12 verse 3. After so many days and months and years of being with God, God being with him, what happened to him? Now the man Moses was very humble,
very humble,
more so than anyone else on the face of the earth.
Anyone else on the face of the earth.
Remember, he was a murderer, he was a stammerer, he was a wounded person, he was a man of wound of abandonment. But by being with God and God is with him, he became the most humble person on this earth. Healed.